crash there. It wasn't even, I can't even blame a DDoS or anything like that. Just things decided to crash. So, should be getting in here in just a moment.
Get things back together. Wouldn't surprise me to see Cloud9 run Hanzo here. They've been doing it previously in Kings Row. I think it fits them. Mendo and Surefour can both run it at very high level.
So I think really we just need to blame Sombra for whatever happened there. It's unfortunate, but you know what? Esports.
That time for scapegoating Sombra is coming to a close.
it really is.
Like,
I know, but give us a little bit extra time here.
All right, well, we're back on good old Kings Row. Cloud9 is on set point to go to the upper bracket of the winners finals, in which they will only have to win, well, lesser amounts than they're used to. Kingdom on the verge of going down to the lower bracket, but they played pretty well here on Kings Row earlier, and even some unorthodox tactics that we might be seeing again, as Ajax looks like he wants to roll out with this Zenyatta.
I mean, they got to win 3 maps in a row. They have to stop Cloud9 in the first 2 attacks. I think it's a pretty decent idea. The only thing I'll say is that before they were playing against Genji for Immortals, and the Zen is one of the best counters to Genji, and that will continue to be. So if Cloud9 really is going to do on the Hanzo play, like it might, Ajax could very well get one shot, you know, in the first few seconds.
So we're taking a look here at the C9 roster. This is obviously not what they're coming out with from the front. I mean, it would definitely make developers at Blizzard happy to suck if we saw the Symmetra on offense, but I don't think that's going to happen up until she gets a rework. And now apparently just the players are mystified talking about hair. They're talking about Slasher's hair, Snow's hair from E-League, all these fabulous flowing manes. But, Hex, what do we take a look here at the defense coming out here from the side of Kingdom?
Well, it is Ajax on the Zenyatta. He's been the only player to run it so far in the tournament. Defensively, though, it's of course going to be Juvenile playing Rhine games on Reinhardt's. Nothing really out of the ordinary otherwise, except Wolf is going to be on this Roadhog. So you might try to see some hooks here early on. Haven't seen a whole lot of Wolf on Hog so far.
Well, Jesus, right now he's just sitting around the corner looking for the free Reaper damage. Actually gets poked down quite a bit, but it's Wolf! Finds Surefour, stops the threat of simple geometry. And Kingdom should be able to hold C9 back, and oh my goodness, the hooks just continue. The hits keep on coming. Kingdom with 2 quick pickoffs to help secure this first point.
That's such an important hook that he nailed right there. The Hanzo early on Kings Row is such a boon to your team. He gets another late hook in Mendo. Are they able to clean it up? They are. Although they did have to lose Juvenile there too, so they might even be happy with that trade. They're going to be going into a team now without a shield tank, and Surefour should be able to feast.
The weird thing to me here is that it's been Wolf on the Reaper and Jesus on the Roadhog. They changed it up for this point, but for now it's been working out. Wolf right now going with the whole Hog Nano Boost, just ripping apart the C9 side. But C9, they take down Jesus. A lot going to be on Wolf's shoulders now as he tries to carry the DPS baton, waiting for Jesus to get back to this point.
Well, it's been a decent hold so far. If they can hold through the next thing is going to be the question. A lot of it is going to depend on if Ajax can transcend, but that's actually maybe not going to be enough. We'll see. Graviton Dragon incoming, so Space Dragon about to happen.
Space Dragon totally could be a thing going into this fight. Man of Snow, though, kind of out of position, down to 100 HP. Lucky he didn't fall there to Surefour.
If you can save that for the streets, you're much happier doing so. And I don't think they're going to have to use any ultimates here. Surefour's in great position up top to be able to know what's coming at him. There's no more defense for Kingdom here. And now, look at all these ultimates in the bank for Cloud9. However, it does look like Kingdom is about to be there as well. It's just going to be a matter of... I mean, you would much prefer the Graviton into Dragon in the streets. So everyone's much more clumped out.
Here's the Graviton Dragon. They have the perfect answer to it.
Yeah.
They have Transcendence. That's... Obviously, Zen hasn't been getting used as much, so it's been more of an insta-kill, but Kai-Kai can go for this here. Here comes the Graviton, here comes the Dragon, but here comes the Transcendence, keeping people alive in here, and it's going to be Kingdom coming right back. Earthshower comes in late from Rib, might be turning it back in favor of C9, but you gotta love the response from the Zenyatta there to at least give Kingdom the chance of winning that fight.
Yeah, well, they did miss the third part of that combo, though. What you want is you want the fire grenade on a Transcend, right? Just completely shut it down, which is why we've seen it before. Apparently didn't go for it. Did not matter after the fact, because Dragon was just did something, and then Surefour just straight up arrows. Wolf gonna try out this Genji again.
The wolf marks his prey.
Wolf going for the defensive Genji, and it's a little bit questionable here. I mean, I guess the idea is that it's not the worst against Hanzo. It's also not the most direct of counters. There's a lot of ways that Cheer 4 can still get pickoffs on it. I'm not in love with it. And here comes C9, though. They have the nano boost onto the Reinhardt. Going to be falling through with the Wolf. And speaking of Wolves, it's going to be Wolf coming in from the back, taking down Cheer 4. So for now, the Genji pick is working out. Caught Cheer 4 a bit by surprise, but C9 still trying to apply some pressure to this payload.
They should be able to win this fight. They need to win this fight. I've talked about the importance of this point. This is exactly where you want to hold on defense after Streets phase is a little bit over. This is a fine place to hold because you can count. It's going to be maybe, what, 20 seconds before the team gets back in here?
It's going to be a little while. It's definitely a longer run back that's relatively even between both sides. So if you can get a big wipe there in second, it's very much in your favor. And speaking of big wipes right now, Jesus almost having a Death Blossom up. Gonna try and be sneaky and catch C9 off guard. Was going for the bigger flank. Not gonna get it. The Grauton, though, sets him up. And is he gonna spin? He spins right into them. A 5K coming in from Jesus. And Surefour just getting unceremoniously thrown into the trash at the very end. Oh my goodness.
They just had no idea he was behind him. For a moment, it looked like he wasn't even going to need the Death Blossom, but wanted to be certain of it, so he was close to it. You can set up your Death Blossom when you're at about 85, because if you hit a big chunky shot, you're just going to be able to slam Q right away. We've seen teams set that up with the Ana combination before. Right now, it is Kingdom holding very strong. They go for the very flanky sort of Earth Shatter. Does not work out as Juvenile goes down, but Rib also down.
Here comes C9 once more. Mendo and Surefour leading the way. Wolf, though, fighting right back with Dragon Blade of his own. Takes down Mendo in the back. Looking here for Kai Kai. Kai Kai, on his last bit of health, is able to withstand. Still alive, falling right towards the end. And overall for Kingdom, they're able to push back C9. C9 doesn't feel comfortable enough pushing back in. This has been a great hold at second here thus far, but here comes C9. Rib holding onto the Earth Shatter, looking to drop it at a moment's notice. They still keep up momentum. Nano Boost is in. And Surefour looking to open the door.
Beautiful sleep. Beautiful sleep.
What a sleep coming in. And meanwhile, Jesus not sleeping in the back, takes down 2, looking for more, finds Rolf. And just like that, off of that sleep, it's going to be Kingdom holding once more. Now they have the real possibility of getting this hold on second with only a minute 24 left. C9 really only has 1, maybe 2 pushes left to this.
Well, they're going to do it with Surefour on the Genji now as he, you know, I guess woke up from that nap a little bit cranky, does not want to play Reaper anymore, going to go to his Genji. His Genji is a very good Genji. I don't know if it's at the same tier as some of his other heroes, but we're going to see what he can get done with it.
Jesus right now holding in on the top. Definitely wise to him is Surefour. Surefour no longer on the Reaper, just going to a Genji, just trying to switch things up a bit here, which may or may not work in their favor. I'm not sure he's getting a Dragon Blade. He goes in over the top. Not a good position here for Ajax. Ajax, oh, the sleep again! It's Ethan! Oh my god, Sherlocky coming in, able to deal with that. Oh my goodness. Sleep darts from Sherlocky, just absolutely on point.
We've talked about how good Rolf was in this series, but let's give a ton of credit to Sherlocky. That one ability has probably saved their last 2 fights because Surefour has got himself exactly where he wants to be position-wise, and they just have not been able to capitalize it because he's been taking a nap.
And the Snow right now holding on to the Grauton could have the key for stopping C9 here. At the very least, he can drop the sound barrier with the Grauton. Gonna burn off a lot of that time. Has himself in a rough position, though, but all that's going on is gonna be Wolf and Jesus. Jesus spinning to the back, looking for a little bit more, chasing down Rolf. Reaper versus Ana right now in the pub. And even if Rolf wins that, it's not gonna matter. Outgunned, C9 getting held here in the Streets phase on King's Row.
Well, you asked me last time we were on King's Row, why do you think teams sell out to get that point? That's why. It's a good point for them to hold, and it takes so long for all the reinforcements that clock just ticks and ticks and ticks, and you don't get as many chances at it as you do it last.
And I gotta say there, it's been a banner day for Anas overall. I think there's a point there where just watching so much of Immortals and Kingdom earlier, I called Sherlocky Ethan for a split second, but Ethan also had a really great series, so just Anas across the board, just getting so good at their sleep darts, but Sherlocky definitely made that game his own, was able to shut down Surefour many a time.
Well, path to victory pretty clear here for Kingdom to stay into this set at least and extend this series. Just get it past to where Cloud9 got it. Simple as can be. Easier said than done, because Cloud9 is going to, I believe, play some defense. See what Shorfer wants to run. He's going to bust out the defensive Genji. Okay, so we've seen a lot more Genji today, just overall, than we did yesterday.
I'm a little bit surprised with this. I thought he would be coming out the Mei.
He's going to hog.
I think the Mei has been very kind to C9 here. Coming out the Roadhog, I mean, it's not bad, but I would actually like to see Surefour in the Mei, especially with how good he's been on it recently.
It's so odd with Mei because there were times where she was, completely out of the meta. Then, of course, Blizzard got buffed a little bit, and she overall just got better. And then you saw her in every comp, and then they didn't change anything, and she's out of it. So it's been interesting to see Mei's rise and fall a little bit in the last several weeks. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with running Roadhog here. You want to get those picks. I guess it's just kind of how you want to play it. I think Mei's a little bit more stop them and then react if they do get in, whereas Shortfor on a Roadhog can just change the scope of a battlefield every 6 seconds.
He can, but I just feel like it's not giving the defense enough control. This is one thing I really like, how we're seeing some of the teams from the Asia regions play, where they have more control on defense. I think that's why their first point defenses are good, because this is powerful from C9, but all it takes is one good pickup from Wolf, and things are going to go very ugly very quickly. So we'll see if they can hold here for 4 minutes on first, but Kingdom already penetrating through pretty quickly here, and down goes Rib, the charge ill-advised. Jesus with the punish, 65 for Kingdom, and they have C9 in all sorts of a bad position right now. And oh, what a hook on the Mendo! Oh my goodness, I can't believe Mendo got caught by that, but that is going to be all she wrote for this point. Kingdom gonna grab point A with all sorts of speed.
Well, that's about as dominant of a point A as you can take. 6-0 in the side of Kingdom, kills-wise, and that is as quick as it can be. They have a ton of time to work with. Remember, they don't even have to get to second point. They just have to get very close to it, so 5.5 minutes to do so. Well, that said, like I said, if they don't win these fights early on, it's going to be hard for them to, get it all the way to the end. I don't know is Cloud9 setting up this far back? No, they are going to rotate through here. Did they catch Jesus rotating through? They did see him.
Didn't see him in Surefour right now, content to be on the Reaper, hiding in over the top. Having to just drop down, though, going more frontline Reaper. The rest of the offense moving forward, and take a look at Sherlock and Jesus right now. They have the combo they need. If this works out well here, Hex, they could just outright win this map. Jesus holding the cards to put down C9 here and force a map 4. If it's done well, it's going to be opened up here with the Graviton. Moving in, Jesus goes to the back line, starts spinning, looking for one. Going to force Surefour back. Nano Boost Reaper versus Nano Boost Reaster, but doesn't quite get as much as he's looking for there. But still, it's Kingdom just grinding down C9.
Mendo's trying to get to the back line. He does take down one there. I did not like how much ground C9 gave up there. I thought you could afford to fight in the streets once and then get back and fight here again. They just decided to have the one fight instead. It is way too late to do it. Let's give some credit to Man of Snow, too, because they rolled in trying to get their own Reaper in boosted, and they shut it down with an immediate Graviton. That's what really swung that fight. But Cloud9, I think, had a chance to take one fight in the middle of the streets and then fight again back there, and they gave up a lot of ground before they even pulled the trigger on fighting.
So Kingdom able to bring this back. Definitely seems like Kings Row, one of their more practiced maps. C9, obviously no stranger to that map, but definitely felt a little bit weaker relative to other maps that we've seen them on. And play the game going. This has to be the Graviton into the 5K.
I think a lot of that is because how good Jesus is on Reaper. And Reaper fits this map and has for a long time, ever since the Power meta went away. This kind of is Reaper's, home stomping ground. So that doesn't surprise me so much. Jesus had better ults than Surefour on Reaper to Reaper, and Jesus had better positioning throughout this map. They also won the Shield War a little bit better than Cloud9 was able to. That's why they were able to get more space than Cloud9 wanted to give them, and then Cloud9 didn't have as many team fights as they wanted to. Additionally, the Zen actually worked out in the end. It forced Surefour and Kai to go Genji Winston at the very end. I don't think they wanted to. They were just trying to dive onto the McCree and Zen, and they were not able to get kills on either. And by that time, it was just too late.
Definitely agree. Also, apparently there's a new hero in the game. It is Rooster or Reester, whatever I said in the moment. It's just like, don't worry. It's like, look, it's a new Reaper skin. I'm actually just spoiling future content. Don't worry about it. Rooster Reaper, gonna be a thing.
We've had only like 2 good ideas for skins on this stream. One is Baseball Reinhardt, and I think Rooster Reaper is now up there too.
What? El Presidente for Bastion. Put him in a suit.
Right. Yeah, the suit needs to happen.
All right, so Dorado going to be the next map on the way. C9, of course, no stranger to this map. This map, of course, I still think of Dorado. I still think of the old LG, now NRG squad, where they love Dorado more than any other map. But C9's definitely taking a liking to it over time. And I don't think we've seen Kingdom too much on Dorado. I think we've seen them in 1 or 2 games, but it's definitely not a map they really go on all that often. So we'll see if they're able to bring it through here. I would probably give the edge to C9 here. If C9 wins 3-1, it's still not a bad showing by Kingdom.
No, Kings Row has looked good for them. It looks like a map that we can count in as one of their home maps among the control maps. I remember that old LG versus Cloud9 on Dorado. I'd never heard Slasher more disappointed. I think it was like Alienware April or May, one of the two. But that was when those two used to brawl it out all the time. They were like very definitely in the top level, and the LG had it and they tossed it away.
Nothing will frustrate me more than blowing 2 ults and then losing a team fight, and then blowing 2 ults and losing a team fight, and then blowing 2 ults and losing a team fight when you need 1 to win the map. And Dorado is one of those maps because you can defend on first point more often than other maps. You always have the opportunity to put yourself in a good position and then win like 1.5 team fights to secure the map. We won't see that as much lately. Teams have gotten a little bit smarter. Praise be, praise be. Cloud9 on offense, I can definitely see Hanzo come out. They've run that a decent amount. They've run Genji a decent amount. I think those are probably your 2 most likely options. And then Mei on defense has become pretty standard here for teams that can run it.
Mei on defense, in particular, just creates matchup problems where not only is Blizzard really good in the courtyard, but it's also really good at stopping you in the archway. So really would not be too surprised to see the Mei getting played here. Mei in general, I tend to feel like she still gets underplayed at points too, where teams just like, why not bring out the Mei? I think the answer to that is a lot of times, even if teams can run a Mei, they have players that have signature heroes that don't really want to go to her, even if it makes sense in the meta. Like, for example, you take a look at a team like FaZe. Do you really want to put Shadowburn on the Mei in most cases? You can, but teams tend to shy away from it.
I love the Mei on defense here because you just put the wall on the arch, it forces them over to stairs, and usually you can just have a Roadhog over there just taking anyone who dares to go to the stairs. So those 2 doors become essentially shut. No one ever goes on this back side anymore all the way through the upper half unless they're trying to run something cheeky with a Pharaoh, sometimes maybe a Genji over there. But I think Mei on this first point, specifically on Dorado, is great. I do miss the Junkrat days, but I miss a lot of heroes that we used to see.
We all miss the Junkrat days. I do think with Zarya getting less charge on the PTR, that is a huge incentive for teams to be bringing back Junkrat, because that's always been the biggest problem. Zarya's been in every single meta. You give Zarya 100 charge, then she gets ult really quickly, and it just snowballs from there. So I think maybe we will see a little more Junkrat as the time comes.
Yeah, Junkrat, I mean, there's a point where you used to see Junkrat Symmetra, and that was standard play here on Dorado for a time for many a team, and times have changed, teams have swapped things up. There was also a point where you didn't always, well, it was after some recent balance changes, but early on in this patch, you didn't always see Lucio on defense, for example, or on attack, and even right now, I guess we're not seeing Lucio on defense, but teams have sort of gone back in the era where they run Lucio more often than not. Kind of happy to see that Kingdom isn't necessarily doing that all the time.
Yeah, Kingdom is going to be running that defensive Zenyatta, which is what you're alluding to. They've been the only team to really do it. Ajax has played, and Transcendence has saved them in a lot of situations. So it's also interesting to see that Kai is actually on this Winston as well. So I think he's going to be on stairs duty, trying to dive over there as the main forces both teams will just poke through the archway for the moment.
Comes Kai diving into the back line, not wasting any time. Assassin Winston on the prowl. Able to get out, though. 40 HP for Kai, so everything works out. Discord Orber, no, I actually have no idea how he's still alive, but incredible damage has been done to this Kingdom backline, and they might just have to give this out immediately.
Yeah, he got so far into the back line, and then, yeah, that's it. Mendo's on the cleanup over there. They were lucky to escape with their lives. I think the reason he got so low is he wanted to finish off those kills. Played smart, though, to get out and then come back in later to finish the job. That's about as quick as you're going to be able to take that first point. Really interesting composition. I like what Kai is doing. Maybe they have the read that they are going to be running into a Zenyatta, and it's not terrible to run a Winston on a Zen if you play smart and you get out when you're discorded. This is what he did right there again.
I just feel like the focus fire for Kingdom there was off. Like, Kai absolutely should have died, didn't happen, and just sort of snowballed in from there. Where that wasn't like a Miro-esque go-in where he was never dead. He was really close to dead and was able to get out towards the very end. Here comes Wolf, nano boost Deadeye, and he takes a slumber. A great reaction there from Wolf. And this could be opening the door for C9.
You're powered up. Get in.
Some serious ultimates are down. He throws down the nano boost towards the end. It's going to be Surefour with that nano moving in and about. But he's going to be taking a nap. These Anas on both sides have just been on point. It's been incredible.
It's a hard ability to hit. It feels very funky, but there's the Graviton. There's both supports are up there. They do get the Transcend, and now he's just going to knock them off the edge with his Primal Rage. Completely separates the two. There goes Sherlocky in the background to Rib. There goes Ajax in front to Mendo. So the Primal Rage doing its job right there, creating chaos, separating the two, negating the Transcendence entirely.
Mendo has been silently having just a mammoth of a Zarya game. He's been charged up practically the entire game, getting 2 to 3 kills in every major team fight. I know it's easy to focus on people playing the DPS at times, but this has been huge from Mendo. Probably has top damage for his team right now, if I had to guess. Just melting people on the payload while Surefour goes to work in the backline. C9 showing why Dorado is one of their better maps.
And Kai himself runs a great Zarya, but it does open them up to run this Winston now too, so they can run triple tank because Mendo is playing a great Zarya. He had a great Zarya game on Route 66 as well. You talk about Mendo's versatility, we talk about a lot of it just on DPS. I feel he could play a lot of things really well, proving it right now.
Mendo just laying the damage here to Zarya, keeping up a high charge, taking down Juvenile. We have Jesus into the backline, Death Blossom though, taking down 3. And Kingdom, with how well they've been executing Nano Boost Death Blossom, it has been one of the aces in the hole, and it's easy to get snarky about it, but really there is a big difference between teams that are really good at executing and teams that sort of go in haphazardly, and Jesus has been a rock right now for this Kingdom team when they've needed him most.
Well, they just boosted in their own Reaper, did Cloud9, and Sherlocky just put him to sleep again, because he does not miss sleep darts apparently, so that was the difference between that fight. That's why this Kingdom team is finally stabilized. I'm pleased to take a fight over here.
Graviton comes in, Kingdom trying to punish C9 in the doorway, not necessarily working the way they want. Kai popping the Primal Rage, knocking everyone around. Oh my goodness. Lucio getting the wall ride done for him there by Kai. And he's not going to get out. A beautiful leap punch combo by Kai. And now C9 on the attack. Gonna be able to make some serious payload progress here.
They're cleaning up right now. There's only 3 alive getting out here now. There will be at least one more fight as they will have time to reinforce. Juvenile has been relatively quiet the last few maps. He's got an Earthshatter up ready to go, so Rib does as well. Mind Games. Cloud9 is have the advantage here. Here comes another round.
Oh, here we go. From Mendo, the Surefour going to the backline. Death Blossom in. Doesn't get as much done as he would like, but still does enough damage. Ends up picking 2 kills towards the very end. And C9 in a great position now to end this map. They just need a little bit more. They're only down Adam right now. And Man of Snow just desperately trying to buy time for respawns. Look at Jesus though. Jesus is gonna have a chance here, Hex. Here comes Jesus at the last moment. Wraith forming onto the point, holding on the Death Blossom, moving into C9, moving in, grabs 1, almost gets 3, but he's done enough for Juvenile and Wolf to clean things up and stabilize.
They will hold that, and they actually had Wolf coming out there too with the whole hog too to knock them off of the card and into Jesus's area of effect. Death Blossom there, they get the kills that they need. They had to use everything to do it. Juvenile's going to have an Earthshatter up yet again and a Graviton, but Cloud9 will have a lot to work with, but that buys them another 30-40 seconds on the clock that they might really need for this map.
So for this should be C9's push. They're working with an enormous ultimate advantage, but Surefour gets slumped again. Sherlocky on point. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and the Nano Boost is in. Surefour comes right back up from that nap, takes down 3. Sleep Dart was a little bit early, though on point. C9 gonna viciously take this fight, and that's what you expect when they have that big of an ult advantage. So C9 finishing out with a time of 2:29 remaining.
Wolf just hit the hook of regret. It was sleeping Surefour, and he hooked him in the moment he got hooked. Yeah, Sherlocky's telling you that right now. The moment he got hooked, he got a Zarya bubble and was awoken by the hook, of course. Got a Zarya bubble, got the grab, or got the boost, and then Death Blossomed. All because Wolf hooked him in. I regret this immediately.
Jesus saying, I love this meta.
It is, well, every meta's been based around a particular set of combinations and a particular set of heroes. So this one stands out more in people's mind, but let's remember that for 2 or 3 weeks, people didn't even put it on Reaper. No one figured it out for a little bit. It was always the Reinhardt getting the Ana ultimate. And then people figured out, oh yeah, the thing that's tough about Death Blossom is sometimes you die, and if you don't die, then it's pretty nice.
Well, the interesting thing too is like when people really started putting Nano Boost on Reaper more was back during the Overwatch Open. It was that week where everyone was in Atlanta where it was probably at its height because it was really effective and no one really had great answers to it. And it took like some heroic plays for players like Heaton to land sleep darts. Back when people weren't all that good at landing sleep darts to sort of stop things in the moment.
Right. And maybe we're seeing the next step of this evolution, though, too, where the sleep dart comes in and people are hitting all the sleep darts now. So everything does kind of force its own reaction and things like that. But eventually, every time there's a giant patch that hits, everything changes. That's just kind of the nature of the system. I could go back patch by patch and tell you what we saw for one patch to the next, and the game changes very constantly like that. So I don't think we're in danger of seeing an extremely stale meta. Even this patch, it's changed a little bit. People didn't even know how to play Ana for a while. Let's remember that day too.
Absolutely, and let's not forget too, you stop and think about things and how the meta is going. Sombra is going to be coming into the game, and who knows what that is going to do in terms of what heroes are good, what heroes are bad. I'm looking forward to seeing some EMPs. But Kingdom right now on the attack on Sherlock, landing that early sleep dart, going to be putting Ryan to sleep for a while as Kingdom gets a little bit of free push in the payload here. C9 going to have to readapt here in a hurry, but Surefour on this Mei can be very good at controlling things.
They missed the follow-up hook, unfortunately. He did brick it against the wall because they had him slept and they wanted to bring him down and get that hook going there. So right now it is just turning into a skirmish. Mendo draws first blood against Jesus.
Mendo going in deep to start things off, and Mendo I feel like started off a little bit weaker, especially on the last Lijiang Tower. Overall, relatively has been capable of, but he has really woken up here on Dorado. This has been Mendo's game, full stop. It's been great to watch, whether it be on Zarya or now on the Reaper. Just big plays coming out from him, and that's good for C9, where C9 doesn't always have to rely on Surefour to have the big game anymore.
Yeah, definitely. You need two very, very good DPS in this game, and not only good, but versatile. You got Surefour on the main, now you have Mendo on the Reaper, and like I said yesterday, when Mendo even plays the McCree, yes, you lose something, because I think Surefour's that good on McCree, but you don't lose a ton. Other teams lose a ton when they have to use rotations like that.
Here comes Mendo coming in off the top rope, moving in, ends up with 3, looking for more. It is the Mendo apocalypse for Kingdom. Could not have a better setup for that.
I like that.
Oh my word.
Well, first point holds have happened in the past before behind the arch, and they're going to have to maybe switch something up here to deal with the fact that Surefour's on this Mei. It's going to be after this push, I think. Juvenile gets the boost to start it off.
Archera comes in here from Juvenile, trying to push us back in Kingdom's favor. Mendo is down, the Beast is dead. Blizzard from Surefour, though, offering the control that C9 needs as Surefour comes in right after Mendo goes down. The 1-2 punch working its magic there despite the great take initiation of Kingdom. Now Kingdom, they're in the hot seat here, Hex. They only have about 2, maybe 3 good pushes left, and ult-wise, C9 has a lot still left in the tank.
I guess they're not changing up anything here. I don't know exactly what the answer is that they need to find. Maybe a Wolf needs to hit a hook early, needs to deal with Mei before she can start putting up walls, but they've had no luck getting any sort of entrance. Sherlocky's a long way away from getting a boost going. Maybe Jesus goes for a naked Death Blossom here, but those generally don't work. That's why you don't see him that much anymore. They do bait the wall in on the right side. They finally gained entry for this fight.
Graviton comes in late from Kakai, who's waiting for the right moment, pulls into later 3. Soundbearer in here from the offense, though, so this is pretty good timing of ultimates from Kingdom. However, the Blizzard slowing their attack, and it's going to be Mendo in with the Death Blossom to finish things out. Surefour's Blizzard giving C9 the control they need in that fight after Kaikai's Graviton. And now a minute left. Kingdom finding themselves on the line here. If they lose this next fight, they'll be sent to the lower bracket.
Finding themselves without answers here. And ZP, what do you think they need to do here? Because they keep getting stopped by these walls.
At this point, they need to, if they can pick off Surefour early, it'd be great, but it's difficult. I think they probably need to go in more from the left. They've been coming in through the center most of the time. It's clearly not working. They're getting split off. So they just need to somehow fake out C9 and get a better initiation than what they're getting. Difficult to do, but here comes Van Snow. Going to open up here with the Graviton. Sets up Jesus with the Death Blossom. Takes down 2. All ultimates on the table here for Kingdom, and it is working out. Surefour and Rolf still alive. Rolf going to buy himself a little bit of life there, but I mean, as good as Surefour and Wolf are, this might be mission impossible, as Surefour still tries to delay this a little bit.
He was inches away from winning that fight for them with a wall. They had the wall right in front of the cart, right in front of the teams, and he accidentally just boosted Jesus up over the top rather than putting it right in front of him. I think that would have completely denied all the damage they had going in. Surefour, just, it's a game of inches, and unfortunately his wall was just a little bit too late there.
Still, though, not a great situation for Kingdom, where remember, C9 finished out this map with 2.5 minutes remaining, and this is really just Kingdom trying to pull it back. But speaking of pulse, Wolf bringing Zarya right down, but Kaikai's still alive, gets healed up to full, Wolf topping him off. Still 2 members down from C9. But C9 at least keeps open the possibility of bringing this back, but it's going to be Jesus with the fall through. Has to, looking for more. Kaikai versus Jesus at the very end. Should be in Kingdom's favor. And now Jesus is going to be able to set up here for a sneaky Death Blossom.
I think Mendo thought they were going to fight a little more. The Blizzard had come in and Surefour was getting a kill, and then Mendo just jumped down to try to clean up the rest. And now Mendo and Surefour are both dead. 2 of the tanks for Kingdom are in looking for more kills. They grab another one, and now all the momentum is in favor of Kingdom. Yes, the time bank is still bad, but they are now showing signs of life and that they might even be able to finish out this map.
Indeed, and Jesus right now, he's holding the corner. This is where Reapers like perching, where they hope that everyone rolls in. And speaking of rolling in, they're coming in off the top. Jesus is going to stay here on the bottom, waiting for the opportunity. Goes in, Death Blossom out, grabs 2 immediately. Kaikai down, Rib down. 3 kills here from Jesus, and Patience paying off for this Reaper play. And Slasher was alluding to it earlier, but Jesus really is that good at Reaper, finding great positioning time and time again. So it's been working out. Had him with a little bit of crouching there. He knew he was going to go down, but Hex, what do you think of Kingdom's odds here? 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. What do they need to do to get through this final point quickly, knowing that Blizzard is on deck?
The fights that they've won have been based on that combination, and they've run that combination a little bit better because Cloud9 had just run it right there too. They were very patient, waited for that combination to move on and just demolish the backline that was sitting back watching, waiting for all the kills to happen. Here comes the grab. They're going to charge through it. Are they going to be able to clean this up? Winning this fight will probably win them the game.
Well, they definitely are on the right start there. Wolf with the whole hog, get the good fall through. Wolf not able to stand versus Jesus. And Jesus now rolling back in the fight, looking for the clean up, grabs Mendo, looking for Surefour, has to Wraith for him. He was going to become a popsicle. I don't know if he wants to fight for Surefour here. This is actually scary. Surefour with the wall off towards the very end. He's made his own freezer, gets the shield at the very end, and oh my goodness, almost takes down Jesus towards the end. What survivability coming out of Tasumi? He's playing so well, he's no longer Surefour. He's leveled up.
The reason this cart is back where it is and not 2 inches away from the finish is that Adam just 1v4 danced on the cart for about 10 seconds and bought them all of this time that they needed. They are going to boost in Jesus again. He is going to get into the back line. They do Earth Shatter him, though, and take care of the problem as the kills start piling in for Cloud9. Jesus goes down. They're going to be able to clean up Juvenile probably moments early. The Sound Barrier is their last bastion of hope here in this fight.
I don't like that Sound Barrier coming out from Kingdom there. I think they still have enough chance to get wiped here and go back in. Not only does this give them less time for the final attack, whereas Mana Snow might just be staggering here, and he is. Oh man, that is a brutal decision there from Ajax. So now they're not gonna have Sound Barrier for the final fight. Adam's gonna have Sound Barrier.
They need to be careful.
This
Jesus
is
and
really,
Wolf
really
need to be
rough.
Careful. Like, what is this accomplishing right now, being up front here, except putting yourself in a position to die before the next fight?
It's not great, and for Kingdom, they really will need a miracle here. Adam's gonna be able to initiate this with the Sound Barrier. Wolf almost going down from poke alone. So Kingdom on their final attempt here before getting knocked into lower bracket. They have to push this to the end. Earth Shatter comes in from Rib, sets up Mendo immediately. Here comes C9. A late Graviton onto Zarya of all things as Mana Snow gets taken for a ride. Mendo still being a surgeon in the backfield, has 2. Full HP, and things are looking darker and darker right now for Kingdom. They need Wolf to be a hero at the moment, but it's not gonna happen. Mendo just cleaning house, taking care of C9's business. And for C9, that should be it. They're going to hold here on Dorado Hex and move on to the grand finals.
Final score 2-3.
Solid games come out from Cloud9, and shows why May is just still so good and meta right now. I mean, it does require like an entire team effort to get rid of May and stop that problem. And Surefour stayed alive because Jesus didn't even kill the Surefour up there. He was able to build ult and then use that May ult at the very end. Maybe if Surefour died.
Surefour play of the game. Just absolute devastation towards the end. I mean, you do see a lot of Reaper plays of the game and all the rest, but
No.
Speaking of big plays, Jesus with 31% of his team's damage. Kingdom gotta go down here, but man, they made it interesting, and we're gonna see more of them later tonight as we go to cover the lower bracket.
Speaking of that lower bracket, who's in there?
It will be Immortals versus LG and played in the lower bracket right now.
Yeah, I believe they are currently playing as we speak. So what we're going to do here, guys, we are going to take a short break. We're going to figure out what's going on to the lower bracket. When we return, though, very well could be Immortals versus LG, or the winner of that versus Kingdom. Just depends on how far along they are. This is the Alienware Monthly Melee. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will be right back in just a moment.